In this tutorial, we're going to show you how to start an AI storytelling channel using Google Flow, and we're going to create this short AI video here.
They call it a bowl. To me, it's a universe that ends after 3 inches. I see the blue beyond the glass. I feel the pull of a tide I've never actually touched. They say I only have
The first thing you have to do is access this link here. Then you click on create with flow. Automatically it's going to tell you to choose the Google account that you want to use. So I'm going to choose the one I want to use here. Once you log in, you can click on the create with flow again. So now once it's load, it's going to bring you to this page. Because I've created other things before, I can see other projects down here, but we need to create a new project for this. So the first thing is I'm going to click on new project here. So this is where you generate your images and your video. So here is where we input our prompts. At the bottom here is to choose which variation of nano banana we are going to use, but we're going to use pro. But there is a time that pro would be misbehaving, so you have to downgrade to banana or imagine, but just downgrade to banana, then later on try the pro. Then you can choose the orientation that you want to make use of. For us, we're going to be using this, and if you want to switch to video, you can switch to video. But for images, the good thing about this is we are going to be able to generate for free. For you to check your credits daily, they give me 150 credits. That's very nice, but some accounts have 50. We all know the key to creating an AI video is prompt, and I have a prompt for the video that we're going to use for testing. So funny enough, I generated this with my Google Studio. So you might be asking, how do I go about that? So now if you go to your YouTube page and you go to your studios, you can click on this button here, Ask Studio. So this is where I did my prompt, but on a normal day you should be able to use either Cloud or ChatGPT. The only reason why I did this was because of I was feeding from an existing video. So what I did was I clicked this and I talked about the previous video I wanted to do, then it gave me script. But the thing with this is it's the history, there's an history issues with it. So please just use ChatGPT or Cloud. That's going to help you much better. So now, as you can see here, we have the prompt. So in creating the prompt, anytime you want to create a character, I usually choose to or create an AI video. I usually need to have a character, then the background. This is a very simple one. If you are doing something complex, you may probably have more backgrounds, more characters, and some other things. So now the first thing is I'm going to take this prompt and I'm going to take it to flow. So now I'm going to paste my prompt here and check everything, then check, make sure it's in nano banana image, then your ratio or your size is sticked to the right one. Then the next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to click on generate. So it usually takes a while, but it's usually fast. So you can pick one of what it has generated, but I figured out that the goldfish, cracked one way or the other. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to choose a larger ratio and still paste the prompt because I need a very good size of the fish. Okay, good. I like this fish. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to tap on it. As you can see, I tapped on this particular one here, then I choose this crop to, and I'm going to tell it that I need this fish in a plain white background. Then I'm going to click on generate, and it's going to take a while to generate. Okay, good. So we've gotten our fish. There's a reason why I did this. So once we've gotten our fish, now it's time to prompt our background. So I'm going to still go back to our prompts and I'm going to copy this for the background. I'm going to copy, then I'm going to go back to this original format because this is where we want the background to be. I'm going to paste this and I'm going to hit the prompt. This could be anything. This could be a cat, a sheep. Your prompt determines what you want to create. And remember, this is a story. And the way I do it is once I create a prompt, I create chapters. I take each image as a screen or a chapter or a scene. So if you've done movie back then in school, you understand that for each scene there's always going to be some things to say, dialogues and the rest. So this is how I go about that. So two has been created. Looking at this looks nice. Let's check the other one. This looks nice as well, but let's take this. This looks much cinematic. Yeah, so we're going to go with this, or no, don't worry. I think we're going to go with the first one. This looks more dramatic and everything, like, yeah. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to delete every other thing, or moreover archive. So I don't want us to have any distraction here. So I'm going to archive everything. So we've created the environment and we've created the character. So now our first line is image one, establishing the shot. So now we're going to take the prompts here, right, and we're going to copy and we're going to paste. So now, to create consistent character, that this is our goldfish, I'm going to now select this and I'm going to select the room, so that it's going to mean these characters would follow on this prompt. Then I'm going to click on generate. Don't forget, it should be in portrait because we're telling the story in portrait. So it's done. It gave us two shots, and I'm not going to lie, it's actually looking, both looks very good. So one looks more like a close-up shot and the other looks like a far shot, but I would use this. So if you like this, you can download this. So we're going to download this in 2K so that we'll be able to use it in our video. So now let's go back to the second scene. So the second scene, I'm going to copy the prompt as well. Then I'm going to paste. So still using the same character and still using the same room. So since we've already generated this, we're already picking one, right? So we are going to pick this one, that's the room that it had already generated for us. So we're going to click on generate. So that's why we try archiving the ones that we don't need, so that we don't get confused in any way. So we're using this, and let's prompt it. Okay, so it has generated this look like the illusion that we are trying to give. This is not bad, but I prefer this because this still looks like a dream. Because if you check our prompt here, it's like the dream, right? So the next one is reflection. So we're going to copy the prompt, same thing, and we're going to hide this one, the one that we don't want. We are going to archive it. If you are worried about how to access your archive, all you just have to do is click here and click on view archive, and you can find everything that you've put into your archive. Then we're going to go back. So now I'm going to paste the prompts, then I'm going to select this, right, because this was the one that we had already, that had the fish and the whole thing. Then we're going to select this to create this next prompt. Okay, so it has generated this. This is what I like. I don't like this. This is way too big and unreal. So we're going to archive this. Then, for example, now you might ask, why is it generating two? So the reason why it's generating two is because of we selected two. So you can make it generate three, you can make it generate four, but two is just more ideal. So now we've gotten this reflection. Then now we need to the reality. So I'm going to paste it here. Then I'm still going to select this because this is more like our reference image to have the consistency of almost everything. Then I'm going to click generate. Okay, so this portrayed what we want very well, and I think we're going to go with this street light portraying it. Then this did not just do justice. This did justice, but this changed the room direction, which we did not want. So let's archive this. So now we are getting to the fourth one. The fourth one, we are going to copy this as well. The whole, paste the prompt, select this, then create it. Okay, so after generating this is what we came up with, and still our fish. Then I'm just going to pick one. I feel this did a good justice, but it looked both alike, but we just need one. Then we're going to generate the last one, select the same thing, then I'm going to click enter. So I'm going to select this because this speaks more to it. Then still our same fish guy, same background, same everything. Then I'm going to let me see. No, this doesn't look real. let's just use this. I think this is okay. So now we've generated all prompts, right? And all we need to do next is select the sound, edit the video, merge all the clips together. But before then, what if our opening scene, we want to make it a video, right? This is going to, in order to do that, all we need to do is select this and look at it to make sure everything is okay as we want it. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to download all our scene because I noticed that it is a little bit blurry, and if you check it, it's somehow a little bit blurry. So we're going to download each and every one of these in upscaled mode. So you confirm to make sure you have all scenes you need for the video. So now we all have all scene. Then the next thing that we are going to do is we are going to bring in the particular scene that we want to animate. So the reason why I'm uploading it is that is a more upscaled um version. Okay, once I have it here and uploaded, I'm going to switch to video, and we have different this thing. So you can do end to end where you want it to go. Then you can select ingredients. So I think I'm gonna go with ingredients because this is what I want, right? Since it's just one thing and I don't have frames to go about. So I'm going to now select two. Then you can select the option. So the more you switch, the more advanced it is. So I'm going to go with light, meaning I can generate up to 2 to 3 options. So now I'm going to tell it fish swimming in its bowl, or fish swimming, something very simple. I don't want to do something complex. Then I'll click on generate. Okay, so it generated, but if you notice, it added something that we did not want it to add. But I'm not feeling bad about that. But if you don't want it to add anything outside what you have, what you can tell it to do during the prompt, and we can actually try it, is we select it, fish. So fish swimming, don't alter any design. Then let's see if it's going to respect our wishes. Okay, so we've gotten our results, and this looks similar to what we have, but as I said before, we can stick to this one. But because of this flower, I like the zoom effect, and we can add the zoom effect from our video editor, which is not bad. So I'm just going to archive this because we need everything to be consistent. Then this is not bad as well. It actually zoomed in, but we need more space to zoom in very well. So we're going to archive this. So now we have our opening shots of image and also video. Then I'm having the feelings to animate this scene. So I'm going to animate that scene. So I'm going to upload it so we get the clear one. Then I'm going to write animate, don't alter her. Okay, so I'm going to click on play. Let's see what it gives us, because I feel like this scene being animated with the whole spiral thing is gonna be a good idea. Okay, so let's play the first one. It doesn't look nice. Okay, funny enough, I kind of like this, but it's drifting from our story, right? So we can just say, okay, we can leave it. I'll just choose the image because the spiral didn't, and we might have to burn through lots of prompts to get the exact thing that we want, and we've already gone through enough. So I already have what we want, and the next thing is to edit. Then you might ask, well, how do you download your videos? To download your videos, just come down here and click on download, and we download this version. So for the voice generation, we're going to go to 11labs. So we have narrations here. So now note, I should use my voice normal, right? But if you don't want to use your voice, you can use 11lab, and ideally just go for the paid one. You know the whole AI issue currently. So with monetization, so ideally if you can use your voice, preferable, or you know, clone your voice or create your own voice and using 11 labs on it, or ideally buy a package from 11 labs. so at least it looks more premium. So now I'm just going to use, because this is an example, I'm going to click on that, and I am going to clean this. So now I have all my lines here, right? And I'm going to choose a good voice for that. So here is where I can select voice. I need to go back to make sure I can try to play the voice here, but I have to generate it, so I need to know who this is. This is L'Oreal B. I'm forgetting how he sounds. Sometimes. Oh, it's even a lady. So I need to find a guy.
A man is not old as long.
So I'm gonna go with this. Torrance has a deep voice, so I'm going to generate it. Okay. So I don't want to spend more time on it, so I am downloading later. So I have my voice here. So now maybe asking, okay, I want to have a sound, because each and everything there's this ambient audio background sound or song behind it, right? So you can download it anywhere, but ideally of recent I need to download it from YouTube. So YouTube has their own library. So in order to go to YouTube library, so you go to your YouTube studio, then you're going to come down to audio library. So now when you come down to your audio library, then I usually choose attribute not required, because some videos you would have to add attribute. For this I would not want to add attribute, so I'm going to click on this, then it's going to select. Then I am going to look for maybe mood, then I'm going to come to mood. I need something dark, then I'm going to play this around in the background to choose the right sound. But you guys now know how to pick a sound that doesn't need to attribute to anyone from the YouTube audio library. And there are lots of sounds here that are very nice. So the next thing is for us to import everything on CapCut. You can choose to use any video editor of your choice, but for this I'm going to use CapCut. And though this is not a full CapCut video editor tutorial, but at least you can learn one or two things from it. So I'm going to select this. I think we only have one video that we're making use of. Then we're going to also import the audio that we downloaded and the music choice that we are going to go with. So now everything seems to be here. So now the first thing, or the first scene, is going to be this scene where we're going to add it. We're going to add this scene here. Then we are going to come here to our ratio, and we are going to use this. Then we're going to click on Shorts, because this is going to go to YouTube Shorts, right? So next thing that we are going to do is we're going to bring in our audio. Very, very important. And we're going to play it. Okay, so the first video stopped at 3 inches. So first of all, I'm going to line up all the scenes first before adding any form of zooming or any effect. So there's only a zooming effect here, but I'm going to increase it here. So I'm going to add in the rest. So the next scene was the dreaming scene. I'm going to add the dreaming scene so that you can see it here. Then we're going to play. So we're going to extend it because this is where the other one lands. So I'm just going to do the same thing for everything. So we already know how to drag and drop. So I'm going to just do the rest for the other scenes. Okay, so as you can see, I've added all the slides in. So the next thing is I'm going to apply zoom animation to them. So I have saved some animations myself here, some zoom out effects. So I'm just going to go to my okay, so animate. The one I'm looking for is premium, so I don't have that time. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to use the keyframe here, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to mark here as the beginning, then adjust it, scale it a little bit, then adjust it again and scale it a little bit, right? So if I play it, you see what it looks like. So same thing, I'm going to do the same thing to this. So I'm just going to put a keyframe here, then increase it a little bit, then a little bit here as well. Then let me see if I can add a effect from here. So I'm going to drag it, then I'm going to put it on top of here. So let's see. So just imagine all this was video, right? So I know I'm not doing a good job at doing the image, but as you can tell, if this was videos, each screen by screen, they were videos, we would have done justice to this. Okay, so this is just like a test run, right? Then we can now add caption if we want. So we can come to caption and we click on generate. So if you one use left for this month. So CapCut is like tying down on a lot of things. Like caption was supposed to be free, you know. I think now they are putting limitations to almost everything. So once we've selected caption, we are going to go to templates. Okay, so because of time, I'm just going to select one, that's this, and let's see how it goes. Okay, so once we are done, we click on exports. So it's telling me we are using pro feature, right? I'm trying to realize where the pro feature is in this. Oh, okay, it's telling me try for free. So let's try for free. Then you export, right? You name your this thing very well. I'm just gonna name it fish. Then and click on exports. So we are done, and you can play it here. I know it may not be as cute as you get the whole thing, yeah, but at least we're able to do the most important thing. We're able to use Google Flow to create an AI video, right? So that was our goal. And also don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. And if you have any question, you can book a consultation in the link below. Bye for now.